I'm so excited. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have Phoebe here, and if you watch my vlogs, which you should, you will know Phoebe. But basically today we are going to do a bikini prep Q&A. So we're going to answer half the questions over here on my channel, and then we're going to answer the other half of the questions over here on Phoebe's channel, because if you did not know, Phoebe is an incredible bikini athlete. She literally did so amazing last year, and so loads of people were asking her questions, and then I put a post up on my Instagram asking you to ask me some as well. If we don't answer one of your questions, just please leave it down in the comments and we will answer it for you there. And yeah, let's get started with the video. So this was the post, guys, and we are going to answer some of your questions. Phoebe is 2 weeks out from a competition. I just did a competition, and then we both have the same competition in Spain in 6 weeks time, less than 6 weeks time.
Yes, less than 6 weeks.
So it's going to be very exciting. So you're going to see Phoebe lots again in my bikini prep vlogs. But yeah, okay. First question, Phoebe. I feel like I'm interviewing you. Do you have a coach?
Yes, I do. My coach is Rob, and his Instagram is Team LRF, and he's very knowledgeable and he's just an incredible coach. I joined with him in October time, and I've learned so much from him in the last couple of months with working with him. Yeah. So I can't wait to see. Most people, if they're competing like properly, they will have a coach, because you can coach yourself, like I'm sure you know. Yeah, I think my first bikini competition, I did prep myself, but it was kind of very new to me. I didn't really know what I was doing, and then I was like, okay, I need a coach. What a coach is really good for is, one, they're really supportive. So when you're having a crap day, when you don't want to do your cardio, when you're just feeling down, they're going to be there to support you. A coach also looks at you a lot different than you look at yourself, because you might look at yourself and think, oh my god, I look fat, I need to lose some weight, whereas a coach might look at you and be like, no, you need a refeed, you need to eat some more food to maybe drop some weight. So I feel like a coach looks at you different. It's like a second pair of eyes, and a lot of guidance is really good as well. Yeah, so my coach is Showgirl Fitness, and then you're with Team LRF, and they're both amazing coaches here in the UK. I'll leave the link down in the description. But speaking of refeeds just then, that was another big question I got asked, is do you have cheat meals or do you have refeeds? I think this is a good one, because we're both very different. Our preps are really different, which is so weird, but I think I had a refeed yesterday, and it was really, really nice. It was a little, it just had extra food, but it was nice in the fact, because refeeds for me I feel are more beneficial, because you know what you're having and they're more structured, whereas cheat meals, they're kind of a bit unplanned and you don't really know what's going in your body. So I prefer cheat meal, I prefer refeeds over cheat meals, but yeah, I've had like 3 refeeds overall this entire prep, I think. So the difference between a refeed and a cheat meal, so some people might have a cheat meal, and what that might be is they might just go out to a restaurant and have like a big burger or whatever, and they just have a meal that's completely off plan, foods that they're not usually used to having. And then a refeed or a food bump is kind of, you're refeeding your body often with carbohydrates, and it might be the same foods that you always have. So you often have potatoes, I have sweet potatoes, so I would just have more of that. You've had quite a few recently, haven't you? Yeah, I think, like I said, I've had 3 in the last like prep, and my preps lasted about 14 weeks. So I think, yeah, I find them so much more beneficial, because it really benefits your training and it just makes you feel better, like if you're really in a low place. Some people are so different. Like some people might need 2 refeeds a week. Some people might go their whole prep without having any refeeds. And it really comes down to your body and how your body is reacting to like weight loss and how it's coping. Like you might be losing weight too fast, so you kind of need these food bumps. You might need them to help boost your metabolism. It really varies from person to person, so there's no right or wrong way to do it. But that's why it's important to have a coach, because your coach will be able to coach you and guide you and let you know. So I haven't had a refeed or a cheat meal, and I don't even remember. But it's not to say that I won't. If I get really lean, my coach might be like, okay, you need one. But yeah, that's refeeds and cheat meals. Do you have a goal weight in mind when you step on stage, or do you kind of go off how you're feeling or how you're looking? It's difficult because as much as people say, oh, you shouldn't look at the scales and you shouldn't focus on the scales, you know, yeah, you know what weight you go on stage because you weigh yourself show day. So my stage weight last year was like 61 kilos and I'm currently now 63 kilos. So I have about 2 kilos to go in like the next 2 weeks, but I feel like I've had my off season and I feel like I've built some muscle on that off season, so I feel like I will be heavier. So, but at the moment I feel like I'm at a good place. So in that sense
you kind of go off what you look like. It's quite hard because like I stepped on stage quite a few kilos heavier this time around than I did, but my last show was 2 years ago, so it was like, that's 2 years of training. There's just so many different things to factor into it, you know what I mean? It's like, you can have a goal weight in mind, like, okay, I'd like to get to 45 kilos, but realistically, you could get to 47 kilos and look amazing. There's no point in pushing past that, but I mean, on prep, you do weigh yourself daily.
And it's not to say that the scales don't affect you either, like, it just depends what happens with each person.
So I'd say always go off how you look and how you feel, but then the scales is a really good way to like track your progress and just see that you are making progress, or if you're making if you're losing too much weight or not losing enough weight. But yeah, I don't really have like a goal weight in mind. I just kind of look, my coach will look at my pictures and be like, okay, I think you need to lose like another kilo.
And it's just that's their opinion as well. Not just, it might say, subjective.
How many times a week do you exercise, aka weightlift, and how many times a week do you do cardio?
So I do cardio 7 days a week and I weight train 6 days a week.
So I do 6 and 6. But the thing is, I might do longer cardio sessions, so I might only have to do 4, but they could be like an hour long, whereas someone could do 7 and might only do 30 minutes. So really, what I think people need to look at is like the overall.
The overall weekly intake of what your cardio training is.
So I say if you're like asking yourself how much cardio should I do, I would just break it up over a week. So if you are a super busy person, maybe doing 7 shorter sessions is better, but if you've got the time, maybe 3 longer sessions work for you. But there's no right amount of cardio.
And it always comes down to how actually, like you said, how active you are, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I need to do so much cardio, I need to do like an hour a day, and you could be really busy all throughout the day, walking loads and being really active when you don't actually need to do that hour of cardio.
So if I did an hour and a half of cardio, and then with my activity levels, I might do 15,000 steps on average a day. But one of the girls on my team, she works in a hospital and she does 15,000 steps with no cardio. So I think you have to take a lot of factors in when deciding how much cardio you should do. You need to look at your overall lifestyle to work out how much cardio is the right amount of cardio, because we both do different amount of cardio.
Different amount,
Different machines as well. You have to go off your preference. Some people like running, some people don't. Some people like Stairmaster.
Some people like HIIT as well. I love Stairmaster.
I hate HIIT, so I wouldn't do HIIT, whereas sometimes people choose to do HIIT because that's their preference. So if you are prepping for a show, I would always say do cardio that you enjoy, because then it's a more enjoyable experience.
Definitely.
You have to enjoy prep. Like, I think people forget that like prep is a choice.
I hate it when people complain about prep because you've chosen to do it, and it's not, it's like there's so many worse things going on around the world than prep.
And then people complain about it, they complain about the diet. And I mean, it's okay to have a little moan and stuff because we're human, but like at the end of the day, you're choosing to spend your money on a sport and invest your time, and it's like, well, complaining. But
make it enjoyable. You've got to make prep the most enjoyable it can be as well. Like,
it's so much fun.
Like you said, do cardio that you enjoy.
I love doing treadmill because it means I can watch YouTube videos. But yeah, another question I got was, how expensive is prep? Or competitions, not prep, those are competitions.
I mean, you know how much registration of bikinis are, so.
I feel like the most expensive thing is probably the entry to the shows, and that's something you kind of don't think about. You think it's the suit, which is going to be really expensive, which, don't get me wrong, it is, but the thing is with a suit has resale value, first of all, which means you can resell it afterwards, so you might make some money back. Also, cost per wear. You could wear that suit theoretically as many times as you wanted. It's the entry fees is the money you never get back.
Yeah, that's expensive.
So like, they're usually, from experience, they're around like 200 to 300 depending on how many categories you're entering. So we are both doing the IFBB, and so I'm gonna do the novice and then I'm gonna do open. So that's 2 categories that are about £150 each. you're doing like 5 or 6 shows a year.
Yeah, it adds up a lot.
Then there's obviously if you're traveling to shows, flights, hotels, tan if you get your tan done. I don't think people realize like a show tan is like £200, and that's a tan you're never getting back. It's washing off like 2 days later, so you're basically washing
away money.
Washing away money.
Literally.
People pay for hair and makeup. Oh,
it adds up.
It's an expensive sport, guys, but obviously you can do it in a way that's a bit cheaper. You can do your own makeup, you can do your own tan, you can do your own hair. People make their own bikinis. I did my own tan at the last show because I wanted to save £200.
My boyfriend does my own tan, and he has done, so it saves me money.
Yeah, there's definitely ways around it, and don't think that if you don't have the money you can't do it, because you're gonna 100% do it.
Yeah, you can always adjust.
But you have to change, you have to choose to do things, and you have to budget so you can afford like entry and stuff.
Definitely.
Ask for a Christmas present,
yeah,
you know?
I know loads of my clients, they ask for Christmas presents for bikinis. I did as well.
Yeah, like you can get people to pay for your entry, different things like that. Just, yeah, if it's something you really want to do, like make sacrifice.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say hold back and be like, I can't because of money, because you can save money.
Can. You can save, and you can give up things that you love to do it if you
if you really wanted to.
Yeah. What are your goals for after the competition?
See, I always find this is such a hard question, because you never, like, you feel like there's post-show blues, and like you feel lost after show. Because
you've worked for so many months for this one day, and then once you compete, it's like, okay,
especially if you haven't planned anything after, if you're not planning to do any shows after, it's really difficult to get back into the swing of a normal life.
I feel like after I competed in 2016, the first thing I wanted to do was more shows, because I just felt like that was it. And I feel like you can have that mentality. So I know a lot of people often book a holiday.
Yeah, I think the best thing as well, I think, is to write down goals outside of fitness and competing, and maybe focus on business and work, and say, what do I want to achieve business-wise, work-wise, anything like that.
Relationship, different things like that. Like, I feel like people around you do sacrifice and lose a little bit of you during the prep.
Definitely.
So it might be having a goal of going on a date night once a week, and being able to go for dinner with your partner, or going on a holiday, or spending time with your family a little bit more. Just little things like that. I think having a goal is really important after a competition. Like, you don't want to come out of it and then be like, now what?
Yeah.
I would, fitness-wise, take the feedback from the judge. They say grow. Like, make that your goal to build more muscle, and get really excited about your goal, and okay, cool, this next year I'm going to try and build loads of muscle, it's going to be amazing, versus being like,
what do I do next?
Yeah. This is a really good question. How do you deal with food cravings or moments when you lack motivation?
I go to things like jellies, or I'll have like a coffee or things like that. But if I can't have those things, I don't know, like, I think I don't know.
If anybody watched my Jade to Stage series, which was my very first prep series, I was obsessed with reduced sugar jelly. I would have that one day, but I have gone this whole prep without.
That's really good. I haven't had any for a while, to be fair.
But I have my fiends this time round, so I have to have reduced sugar ketchup. I have to have lettuce. Coffee is a must. Stevia, without a doubt.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I feel like, because I'm still having loads of sweet things, they're just like artificially sweet versus like actual sugars. I don't really have cravings as much.
Weirdly, this time round, I don't have, like, I'm not craving actual foods. Like, loads of people are like, hey, do you not crave like burgers?
Oh no, I wouldn't crave anything like that.
No, it's always sweet stuff, but I'm not great, because they're in my diets kind of already, like you said. I don't really crave them as much.
I feel like everything in moderation. Like, the reason I don't crave chocolate is because I have 2 to 3 squares of chocolate a day. Okay guys, I ran out of space on my camera. But I would say with with like cravings, just include the things you love in your diet, like chocolate. If you really love like a banana, have a banana in there.
There's always alternatives as well. Like you said, dark chocolate, instead of having the milk chocolate, you can have dark chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to track in a huge bag of jellies, but like 1 or 2, I don't know. Everything in moderation.
100%.
That's how I don't really have cravings. I think it's pretty the same
with me.
And having like a positive mindset towards food is really important.
Yeah, instead of saying there's good and bad foods, you don't want to have that mindset going into, especially going into prep. If you think, oh, these are bad foods, I can't have these. No. You're just gonna want them even more.
Yeah, if you kind of like think a food group is bad, of course you're naturally gonna want it more. So just telling yourself you can have it, but in moderation, then you just kind of tend to crave the things that you love. But yeah, that's gonna conclude this video, guys, on my channel, but we're gonna answer a bunch more questions over on Phoebe's channel, so make sure you click her link down in the description, subscribe to her channel, and yeah, we're gonna answer lots more fun prep questions over there. So we will see you very soon. Bye, guys. If you do...
I'm literally like the worst when it
Oh,
comes
shut
to
up. You're just
makeup.
like, ah.
Yes.
Why don't I have... No!
Oh no.
Okay, let's just end it now.